Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the M40 M43. It's the Tier 8 American SPG. This one's located on the east spawn of Sand River Encounter, and it's under the command of llol97 of TRACH. And I should say he's in platoon with Wizzy111 1FT, which is under the command of Kazakh's DSD. Okay, he's gone into this little dip area, actually in the riverbed, to shoot at the enemy as they come into sight, and he's decided to use his 8-inch howitzer, at least I think that is, yes, that is definitely the 8-inch howitzer, on any enemy that comes into sight of our guys at the meeting point. And the first one they come across is a TNH. He's lining up the shot. Very close. Now, the 8-inch howitzer is capable of 900 alpha, 52mm pen, 10.5 meters on the burst radius, between 12.5 and 28 seconds of stun. Okay, there's that TNH again. Pops back into view. Now, the M43 is based on the M4 design, of course. They originally made the M40, which actually had the 155mm gun, and then they decided to actually make the M43 with the 8-inch howitzer. He's still looking around for his target. He's loaded, he's ready to go, but he's just looking around for a target that he can hit and get certainty. Well, that Type 57 looks a pretty certain target to me. Rounds out. Direct hit, 378, good shot. Now, originally it was called the T89, but it became the M43 later down the line. They made 8 of them by August of 1945 and 24 as the M43 HMC in total. And then they converted another 24 from the M40 and took off the 8-inch the 155mm gun and can put an 8-inch howitzer on top. So they ended up with more M43s than they did M40s in the end. They originally, or was it the other way around? I'm trying to remember that actually. I think it may have been the other way around. They planned to make 600 M40s in total, but they only actually built 311 in total. So yes, maybe my figures are out actually. It did serve in Korea, so it was effective. And of course, because it uses the M4 hull, they have plenty of spare parts for it. It's an elongated M4A3 chassis. It has the Continental engine. Oh, he got 2 at once there. Yep, he managed to hit the KV4 and the AMX M449 Liberté. So he got a twofer there. You can see these guys are taking considerable damage. They're still trying to seize our spawn area, and they're totally ignoring the cap. Well, they are in the cap now. I think they're trying to get around our guys. Our guys are directly in front of us. At this moment, we've got tanks directly in front protecting us. We're just lobbing these shells in, and the enemy's taking it. They've really got themselves in a bit of a pickle here, because so long as they keep trying to assault this place, they're just going to keep getting hit by an 8-inch howitzer and hit in the face as well. And eventually, our guys are going to start decimating them. We're already getting stun assist. That was 230 stun assist off the KV4. Now, this Arty doesn't carry a huge amount of ammunition, only 16 rounds in total. So you have to make the best use of your ammo and hit targets that you can definitely hit. He's looking for it. He's found one. The Liberté came around the corner. He's just lining it up. All 2 together there. But he hits the Liberté for 329. And you can see that the enemies are actually trying to protect the guys in the cap by occupying positions on the north bank of the river and stopping our guys from getting to them. llol97 might actually have to start lobbing shells into the cap area soon to get resets. But he can see the tanks that are actually sitting on that north bank, and I think those are the ones he's going to hit first and see what stun assist he can get. Round out. Lands right next door to one for 259. The Hotry 2. All the threats that were going against llol97 have now been wiped out. We're only one up on the enemy, but I think the enemy lost a lot of tanks in their attempt to actually seize our spawn area, which was totally useless to them. They should have been holding position above the cap, and they've just lost their Hotry 2. If they'd held the north bank, then they could have had 2 or 3 tanks capping without our guys having the ability to actually go in there and do something about it. That one landed right next door to the Progetto, but far enough away that it might not have done a huge amount of damage. The standard reload is 44.1 seconds, and you can see here that we've got 35.05 seconds per shot. So he's knocked off 9 seconds off the reload time. At least it looks like that. And there's one of the enemy. A Kari inside the cap area. Now, if he lobs the shell in there precisely in that position, he'll probably splash the Kari because he's more than likely hiding behind that building now for cover. Our guys can't see him at the moment. They are fairly close to the cap. He's holding onto his shell. He really should start thinking about lobbing a shell in there now, because he needs enough time to reload if nobody else gets a reset, and I think he's gone past that point now. So now he desperately needs to get a reset, because if his teammates can't do it, he has to do it. And he won't be able to get another shot off. This is the problem with sometimes holding onto the shell too long when you know that there's an enemy in there. And now it's getting very close. Okay, we've got one of our guys in the cap, one of their guys in the cap, the Kari. We just need to put a shell next door to him to reset him completely. One of our guys just went down. That was the SU-130 PM. We can't see the enemy Arty, but the enemy tank, but I think he's still behind that building. We just can't see him at the moment. There he is. Okay, rounds out. This is for a reset. Yes! Full reset. That's got to be worth a defender medal. The Kari goes down, and now we're 3 versus 3. Both teams have got an Arty. The enemy team has got an FV207. We've got the M40, M43. But we've got 7 rounds left. Now, I would think that the FV207's probably got a lot more rounds available. But the best he can do is a 6-inch round. That's all he's got. A 152mm caliber. Whereas we've got the full 8 inches, 203mm of caliber. The Progetto there down right next door to the mosque. We can lob a shell over the mosque, but unfortunately probably wouldn't hit that Progetto. So he needs to splash him. He needs to put a round in that stuns him. And he does. Okay, that leaves us 2 stun shells, 3 extra stun shells. I mean, yes, he did stun that Progetto, but the Progetto still managed to kill the XM57. He's rapidly moving his aim about, trying to spot the enemy. The Borsig is not really a problem at the moment. He's way over the other side, but it's the fact that our SU-130 PM now guards the cap, and we could go down to the cap area, and we should. And he's going to do it. Yep, use your W key. If you're the last man standing alongside one of your teammates in an encounter game, get into the cap, and then use that to force one of the enemy to move. Oh, he's not doing it. He does have the concentration skill and he has the communications expert skill. But what he really does need to do right now is get into that cap. Start putting pressure on the enemy. There's 5 minutes still to go in the battle. The Borsig, well, we know where he is, but he will have to move to get sight of the cap to find out where our guy is. So if we get in there, that Borsig has to move away. And there he is. He's on the move. Round south. Unfortunately, it doesn't touch him. He's using the extra HE. But we've located the enemy Arty now. And that means the FV207 is vulnerable. And he's gone to the SU-130. So now it's just the Borsig and the SU-130 PM against the SU-130 PM and the M40, M43. Oh, please move towards the cap. He's got a healthy amount of assist and a healthy amount of damage. But right this moment, he needs to give the SU-130 PM an edge. And that edge is to have somebody sitting in the cap, forcing the Borsig to do what he doesn't want to do. You need to use the W key, get closer to the cap, into the cap. That's it. Go straight down the riverbed. Whilst you're in the riverbed, you can't be spotted by the enemy until you get to just south of the, or just to the north of the village rather. SU-130 PM's moving towards the cap. He's conscious, of course, that time's ticking away. It would have been more preferable to have somebody in the cap a couple of minutes ago. And the SU-130 PM is now capping. Yes, it looks like LOL has got the thing of the in-out with the mini mouse or the mouse key, so I'm going to take it away from him there. Sometimes you do have to control the view. Well, the enemy Borsig has been spotted. He can't see us, we can see him, and he's coming towards us. Or is he going up to the SU-130 PM? Well, our SU-130 PM has left the cap area. We need to back him up now and go with him. He's getting close to the Borsig, but if he's attacked by two at the same time, he's in trouble. So we both go in. Okay, there he is. Now, go in on him. Yes! Lovely shotgun. And that wins the game. What a great ending to that battle. That was an ace tanker game for llol97 of the TRACH clan in the M40, M43. Not his first one, he's had them before. He got his second mark of excellence out of that game, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 12. A gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle. A defender medal for resetting the cap, getting that car and sucking his cap points out of him. And then finally, he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And his win rate was 4,891, which was super Unicum standard and a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, look at those. We can see the highest damage in the game turned out to be llol97 with 3,749. He didn't get the high caliber because it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, but he did get 3 medals nonetheless. In fact, he's the only player to get medals in the entire game. The second highest damage turned out to be the Borsig, who got right royally rogered by that shell from above. Of course, Borsigs don't have any armor, and if even an M40, M43 lands on top of them and shotguns them right through the top of the vehicle, there's absolutely no way they can survive that. He got 3,436 hit points. And in third place, we've got the Skoda T56, who managed 3,418. When it came to kills, we can see the SU-130 PM shared that top spot with the Progetto 46, who was in the cap. 4 kills apiece. 2 kills went to the XM57s and the BZ176 on our team, and on the enemy team, the SU130 PM, their Blesk, and the AMX M449 Liberté all managed 2 kills. We can see that llol97 only got the 1 kill, but it was the important kill. It was the one that ended the game with a victory. And when it came to base XP, he got that one too. In fact, that means he's got 2 out of 3 on the totals. 1,289 went to llol97, 1,157 went to the SU130 PM, the only other guy on our team who's still alive at the end, and 1,081 went to the XM57. So only 3 players managed to exceed 1,000 base, and the next one after that was the Skoda with 926. He fired 13 rounds, so he still had 3 rounds left at the end of the game. 7 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, which of course had to be the last shot of the game, where he absolutely nuked that guy. Yes, 1,100 hit points with 1 shot. It went right through the top and he got a full roll. And of course it was a high roll at that, and just completely devastated the enemy. 13 splashes as well. 3,749 hit points of damage, of which 2,915 were at more than 300 meters. The close range shot, well, was at 0 range because, of course, he just jumped on top of the guy and blasted him from above. 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 killed, and that's where he got the Confederate. 1,962 hit points of stun assist off 13 stuns, and that's where he got the ace tanker. He got 96 defense points when he reset the cap with the Kari, and that got him the Defender medal. And on top of that, he got 61,443 credits profit, and that included the mission completion for holiday ops, 28,878. And on top of that, 5,800 XP out of the game as well, with another mission completion of 967. That was one hell of a game. Admittedly, llol97 was also correct in the fact that, yes, by taking the tactics that he did and turning up late, not only did he get a sighting of the Borsig as he was on approach and going down the riverbed, but it also gave him the opportunity to jump on top of the guy and attack him at the same time as the SU130 PM could. And therefore, the two of them going in together, there was no way that the Borsig, because he was pointing his gun at the SU130 PM, he didn't realize that something was going to suddenly appear from above him and jump on top of him. So he had no chance of surviving that, absolutely none. And if he'd followed my tactics and gone into the cap, well, yes, he would have been there at the time that the Borsig turned up, and then both of them could have gone after the Borsig at the same time, just as they did. But it was a great ending to the game. I must admit that is so satisfying to actually leap on top of somebody and shotgun them right through the top of their vehicle and end up getting a kill from a high roll. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.